bollocks. Can see the things are... Right, so yeah, the Discovery. It's the second one I've had, like I said. I had a 2012 model with the 8-speed. I had, before that, I had a Defender 110 double cab with the 2.4 Puma. I started to do more and more miles, and a lot of that being abroad, over in Europe. So I wanted a bit more comfort. Discovery 4 seemed to tick all the boxes for me. Could tow 3.5 tons. It was comfortable. It was more powerful, and it also, you know, as I said, it had obviously an enclosed back on where I could stick tools. I could stick the Bowser or cans of diesel if I need to, the dog. So yeah, sort of ticks all the boxes. So I got one of them and was very, very happy with that. You know, and it's the 8-speed box, so smooth. Both of them have been the 3-litre SD V6, which I think it's what's that, about 255 horse, as opposed to the 210 horsepower. So yeah, never been in a situation I've had a lack of power. You hear, you know, all the while you hear people, oh well, you know, I don't know why you spend so much money on a vehicle like that when it's a work truck, and you know, I've got an old 2.2 Ranger or whatever. Yeah, and oh, it'll tow as much, and you know, I don't need all that power and all that whatever. You know, don't spend all your time trying to justify why you haven't bought a Land Rover. Just get on with it, mate. You know, yeah, you can tow probably 3.5 ton or whatever behind you know, your pickup. Great. You know, oh, it doesn't need to be a big engine like that. I get 2.2 and I can do all that. Yeah, you can. And you can tow a trailer fully laden up and down a hill and everything. The thing is, when you do, I'll be going past you fully laden. That's the difference. You know, I've got the power to do it. And that power basically gives me the ability, then I'm not working the engine all the while. I'm getting, even when I'm towing, if I have like, I don't know, if I have like 2 ton average on the tandem axle for Williams, I'm getting, when I'm towing, if I'm, you know, going along a good bit of road, 28, 29 to the gallon, day in and day out. Without the trailer, get on a run, you know, even just a short run, I get 32, 33. When I go across to Europe and I'm, you know, keeping good speeds up, not silly speeds, just good speeds, you keep with the traffic, keep with the motorway traffic, I see 35, 36 to the gallon. I mean, regularly. So I can't complain about that. Good on fuel, good on power, nice to drive, they're comfortable. I mean, you know, I can set away at 7 o'clock in the morning, down the south coast, Eurotunnel, straight across on the motorways, and I can be, you know, near Luxembourg without sort of driving like a fool. I could be there sort of mid-afternoon, and no stress whatsoever. Good, comfortable journey. So yeah, as I said, just a fantastic motor for me. You know, they do everything I want. They're a good workhorse. They are a comfortable driving vehicle. No complaints. I mean, the level of comfort in these is amazing. I mean, this is spec'd up, you know, it's got as much on this for a commercial as you can have. I mean, leather seats, armrests, heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated windows, heated mirrors. It's got everything, you know. The big sat nav with all the touchscreen stuff, Bluetooth and all that. So it's like a mobile office, which is what I need. I mean, the whole thing about, they sort of said there's a leather heated steering wheel option. I was like, no, I don't think so. Well, you know, think about it. I was like, anyway, I drove a Range Rover that had it on when it was cold one morning. I just thought I'll try it. You know, the steering wheel was cold and clammy. Put this on, it was fantastic. It's always your extremities, like your fingers and toes, that you know, suffer when it's cold. And until the heating kicked in, you know, which doesn't take long on these, it was wonderful. So I've had that on. If you haven't tried it, don't knock it. Which is another good thing about these, they have actually got a separate heater unit for cold mornings. So rather than having to wait for the engine to you know, heat and then heat up and send warm air through, they've got a little heater that feeds off the fuel, off the diesel, and gets hotter even quicker. So that's really good. And then so your heated seats, they're lovely. I mean, I've had them in the Land Rover, had them in this Range Rovers I had before, and that. I mean, you hear people, you know, having go, oh, I wouldn't have heated seats, that feels like you wet yourself. Really? I wouldn't know. I haven't pissed myself since I was about 2 years old. So, in fact, if you have got a problem with incontinence, it might not be a bad thing to have heated seats, to dry your undercrackers out. As I said, so comfort levels are good. Oh yeah, on this I've got, as I did on my previous one, I've got fitted a rear camera. So you put it in reverse, and on the display here in the center console where the sat nav is, it goes to a rear camera, which is set just up in where you put your hand to lift the rear tailgate up, set up there. You get a good view of the back of your motor out the back, and you can see the tow hitch. I back onto various trailers, different sizes, types and whatever, so yeah, you know, been done enough that I obviously know how to back onto a trailer, but just having that, you can get bang on every time. But the best thing is, it's like night vision. So if you're backing into a shed early in the morning in the winter, you know, when it's dark, or late at night putting stuff away, it's just like daylight. The view you get is like daylight. So hitching on or backing in, it's fantastic. Yeah, so from a driving perspective, that's about it really. I mean, just a wonderful vehicle, which is why I'm so, I suppose, you know, cheesed off that for a period, an undisclosed period of time, be it months or even years, there is not going to be a commercial vehicle from Land Rover. One would expect that this elusive new Defender will be of a high enough spec that it would slip in, you know, to at least, you know, basic Discovery specification from a comfort level and whatever, and you can spec it up, which would then leave the Discovery itself, the Discovery 5, free to, you know, carry on into the leisure market. There would be no need for a Discovery commercial, because again, supposedly the variants of the new Defender would cover all bases. You could have a really high spec, you know, station wagon or closed in van type, or a double cab pickup, or even possibly a single cab. I don't know when will it appear, if it ever does. But like I said, you know, I'll still run Land Rover products, you know, as from you know, a general car perspective, be it, you know, Range Rovers or whatever, but for a workhorse, you know, I'm going to look elsewhere. I like the Dodgers, so I'll probably get a Dodge Ram imported over here. Yeah, so it's one of those things, and who knows, if Land Rover ever do bring out a good commercial vehicle again, then yeah, you know, I certainly, you know, would go and have a look, and would consider having one. Okay, so in the back of the Discovery commercial, no seats. This is obviously where your feet would be, down in here normally. So you got an underside under the tray here. This is a flat floor right through to the back. Good sturdy steel bulkhead, mesh grille, again all sturdy. Your doors are good access points, because they used to be up, like the 200 and 300 TDI Discoveries were normally, well, the commercials were 3 doors, so you didn't actually have any back doors. When they went to the TD5s, they made the commercials based on the 5-door normal car one, and I thought, well, I don't really like that idea, but believe me, it is fantastic, because you know, you've got access in the back and access both sides. I say, when I've got the Bowser in here, I can fuel out either side to the machinery and the diggers. But yeah, so it's a good load area. So obviously I've got all the junk in here at the moment, work gear and tools and bits and bobs. But normally here's the, what I normally have here is a dog bed down here, so he's got plenty of room, and as I said, it's a good, you know, usable space. The engine is a 3-litre V6 turbo diesel, twin turbos, and it's variable geometry, one of the turbos. And despite what you'd think, there is actually no dipstick that you can physically check. That's all done from inside on your display when you start up. Personally, I prefer, you know, a visible dipstick to pull and actually just check, but that's the modern way. One assumes there's an engine under there. Like all modern stuff, you can't tell. It's just a mass of plastic. But to be fair, I'm not going to be buggering around with it. You know, that's for the dealer if it needs to be done. He's got all the kit. So, but yeah, they're a nice lump. You know, well thought out. There's the little diesel heater I was telling you about, diesel powered heater. It kicks in on cold mornings. I think it gets below sort of 5 degrees centigrade, and that kicks in. Hopefully that will give some of you a bit of an idea about why the Discovery 4 commercial is such a good vehicle, such a usable vehicle. As I said, I certainly like them, big fan of them, and when it's time to change, you know, it'll be a shame to see that one go. But I'm gonna get some footage in the next few weeks on site with it, so it's off-road. It shows it's quite a capable vehicle. So there we are. Thank you all for watching. Please, you know, like, comment, subscribe, and look out yourselves.